It's like
Mhm.
2 or 3
That's
cameras.
different. That's a podcast, though. Father.
There you go.
Blessings. Blessings. Hello.
Father done into the chat. What's going on, Father?
It's Sunday. It's my day. You know. Shout
Amen.
out to the Sunday borns.
Oh, me too. Shout
That's
out to
right.
us.
I was born on a Monday. I'm like Solomon.
Born on a Monday.
Born on a Monday. Oh, right. So, Father was actually in the chat and he was like, send the link. And I was like, no problem. So, what do you think about this soft life and the soft girl these women have been talking about since we have you here?
All right. First of all, this is not a new conversation. Women and soft life have been synonymous since the dawn of motherfucking time, since Adam and Eve. If you remember the biblical story, Eve came from the rib of Adam. Now, the issue with that story is now it creates the narrative that men are like the dominators of women just simply due to the fact that the rib that Adam had was it was literally the source of Eve's life, according to the Bible. A lot of men run with this narrative and think that they are the ones that, because they are in the position to supply this quote unquote soft life to women, that women have to be submissive. This is why you see soft life, submission, like all that shit, right? Now, with all of that being said, the economy right now doesn't really afford the soft life for a lot of women. A lot of women are in the workforce and they're dealing exactly with the motherfucking issues that men have to deal with on the job on a daily basis, especially when you consider the job market. So now there is a big push because in America, everything is propaganda. Everything is motherfucking propaganda. So the soft life shit is now making its rounds to social media and to everything because now it needs to be, now that it's propagandized, now it needs to be pushed among the masses. This is then you have your TikToks, you have your Facebooks, you have your X, you have like all of these different mediums in order to push this type of thing towards people. Now, the thing is, it's not probably going to resonate with a lot of the ladies that you think it is because it's a new generation. It's new standards, it's new procedures, it's new perspectives. Like women have forever been changed by the fact that they are now in the workforce. So while there are a lot of women that will resonate with the whole soft life thing, there's going to be a whole bunch of other women that are already in the workforce that have already experienced all the shit that men experience, listening to this and then being like, I want that. So now in due time, what you're now going to start to see is now you're going to eventually going to start to see a resentment towards the soft life because it happens in cycles. You have this one thing that somebody is pushing, a whole bunch of people adopt it, then it becomes a culture. And then if something becomes a culture, there's almost always going to be a counterculture that is going to respond to that very culture. And you can even see it in a lot of the women, like, because there's a lot of women that actively push back against the soft life shit that be like, yo, like, I'm not going back to that shit because that's what my grandmother was on, that soft life shit, and her husband cheated on her or her husband got a second family somewhere. So just know, for every culture there's always going to be a counterculture, and how those two interact is basically going to tell you the trajectory of how that culture is even going to survive in the near future. That's what I think is about to happen.
You are right, because we did have the BBL culture
Mm-hmm.
and the weaves and the. Now all of a sudden we're back into this natural culture where men want girls back in their natural, no makeup, no weave, no this. They're not trying to marry these BBL girls, blase blase, and
I
all the
don't think
girls
we
want to go
ever
back
wanted the
natural again.
BBLs.
Hmm?
I don't think we ever wanted the BBLs. I
No,
stand on that.
it was.
No,
That's the reason why.
I think it was good to look at, but when it got real ridiculous to where the butts was looking like ants, we were like, and we're like, why? And then it got to a point where women that didn't need BBLs or even breast surgery would started getting it, and then we're just looking at them like, why? It's just like you're fine because we're the one. Honestly, and I've been seeing this. We're the ones that say you're fine the way you look. There's nothing wrong with you. You're aesthetically beautiful. Why are you getting all this stuff done?
No,
I've
because
been,
but that's
but
not true though. Because the thing is, BBL culture. So there was the natural culture that happened. Then the BBL culture happened, and all the girls who was getting flown out was looking like the BBL girls. That was all being flown out. So girls was running to surgery so they can have that BBL life, which gives them the access to being flown out. Guys paying for them, taking them out to eat. They're living this 3 or 4, escort service lifestyle. But then all of a sudden there was a shift that happened in society where guys was like, I want my girl natural. All these guys, they don't want the big butts no more or the long lashes no more, or like the Jada Waiters and the Aries. They want their girls to look like they could have a big butt, but it's like something reasonable. They want they're flying these girls that just look normal, like natural hair, natural waves, natural curls, natural braids, or just just real regular schmegula. And so now a lot of these girls are regretting getting these BBLs, and they're regretting doing all these things because the era has shifted and they're not being flown out. These guys are not paying their rent. They're not becoming sugar babies and sugar dads because the guys who's the true sugar daddies don't want these big box body girls no more. They want girls that they can bring to work, to like work functions, and it doesn't look like, like she might be a prostitute. So a lot of these, now this BBL era is starting to revert, and people are regretting getting the surgery because they're not seeing the, you know, city girl lifestyle they thought they was gonna get from it.
I'm gonna blame porn for that as well. 'Cause I feel like some of the bodies that they got, they looked at some porn stars and it's just like, uh, and people, mention the porn stars that they like, especially the ones with the big asses, like the Ayana Angels and the Cherokee Diaz's and the Peakies, and it's like they try to emulate that, and a little bit of the stripper culture because some of the girls that in the stripper culture got bodies, but I always say this is just like you're a lawyer. What do you need a BBL for? And I know a couple of women that's it got regular jobs is getting BBLs for, like they
I
go to.
know, because they want to be flown out. They want to be living the city girl era. Like they're watching happening. Like these girls are getting flown out that has these BBLs as influencers, with these big box bodies, and getting on private, going into Las Vegas, going out to Dubai. When I see girls flying out to Dubai, I know that social media influencers, I start to look at them sideways after learn that whole Dubai social like underground lifestyle situation that they got going on down there with a
Mhm.
bunch of these like social influencers that go down there for this that escort service lifestyle they got going on there, that Diddy party, but by billionaires.
By the way, TD Jakes is really not fucking beating the allegations.
You ever been swallowed? You ever been swallowed?
Yeah, I saw that video. I was like, dang.
No, he's not beating that.
I'm forever going to look at that nigga sideways. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Finish your point, B.
No, that was it. It's like all these eras that a lot of people went out for and it was running rampant for is now like reverting back, and they're not seeing the glory days for it no more. Because people don't want that no more.
All right. By the way, I did look her up. She's on Tyler Perry's Sisters. That's probably where I see.
Mm,
So
on BUT.
I was like, yep, on BET. So That's what I probably say. All right, let's get back into the video.